Unfortunately, I have lost my voice, so this match preview versus Sheffield United comes to you via the fans, including an opposition view from Travelling Blade. Please subscribe if you are new to the channel and smash the like. Thank you to those who took part and thank you to you for watching. Up the Cherries, Kirk.
So looking ahead to Saturday's game against Sheffield United in, well, just under 2 days' time. So really not a quick turnaround at all for the players, which I'm sure was part of the thinking behind some changes against Peterborough. I expect a very difficult game. I know we lost 2-0 to Middlesbrough during the week, but I saw the highlights of that game and they probably had enough chances to win with a better team in that. And definitely beginning to put it together under Jokanovic and look a threat, which we always thought they would be, and I fully expect them to be up there by the end of the season. So it's going to be a very tough game. I think a big defining game, really. If we can go into this game, win this game before the international break, and be on 25 points after 11 games, still unbeaten, what a fantastic start to the season. A draw wouldn't be disastrous, of course. A loss wouldn't be disastrous either. In the grand scheme of things, but I just feel for momentum purposes, especially after the slightly subdued performance against Peterborough, I think it's a really, really huge game and a big signal of our intent if we can get a result against what I'm sure will be one of the top 6 teams at the end of the season. As far as team changes go, I would expect him to go back to the team that started against Luton, which means that Jayden Anthony comes in for Morgan Rogers. Ryan Christie moves to the right to replace David Brooks, and Ben Pearson coming back in, assuming there's no injuries, of course, and Adam Smith coming back in for Jack Stacey. Difficult night for the 3 players to come in, obviously, into a winning team. The combinations weren't quite right, but I fully expect, again, that combination down the left of Zamora and Anthony and Smith and Christie did so well against Luton to resume. Other than that, assuming everyone came through okay, I'd love to see obviously Jeff Lerma, Pearson and Phil Bill as well. There'll be some tired legs, but hopefully with a 2-week break after this game, they can give it their all. It's going to be tough. Score prediction wise, I'm going to go for a 2-1 victory for us. I think it's going to be tough, I really do, but I've got to back us at home and hopefully try and get out that system performance out of our system against Peterborough. So 2-1 win for Bournemouth against what I'm sure will be a very, very difficult Sheffield United.
So then, up Saturday, Sheffield United at home, and yay, I'm actually going to be in the stadium. So I'm hoping for a win, obviously. Do I think we'll win? Like to think so, but then after the Peterborough game, confidence might not be as high as it could have been. But hey, we'll see. So, what team do I think we'll put out? I hope we put Smudge back in over Stacey. Maybe we'll bring Pearson back in. But I'm really not sure. Really don't know. I hate predicting teams. Never get it right. So, let's wait and see on that score. Obviously, everyone probably knows my prediction. We'll go with a 3-1 win. I just don't think I can change it anymore. And 3-1 win should be realistic, really. We should be able to get that, I reckon. And who do I think will score? Let's go with a Dom brace and let's chuck in a random. And Lerma's actually going to get a worldie. He's actually going to get a shot on target and score a goal in the last few minutes. Yeah, so looking forward to it. Hoping to maybe bump into a few people through new faces maybe in the 1910 beforehand. So yeah, look out for me, come say hi. And just more than anything, I hope for a good game. that's what we need. Entertaining game of football. Cool, guys. See you later.
Guys, Travelling Blade here. This weekend it's Bournemouth versus Sheffield United. First time we've played each other since obviously you came to Bramall Lane back in when we were both back in the Premier League. I think we've won that game. I can't really remember, to be honest. What I do remember, however, is the last time we came to Dean Court, or the Vitality Stadium as it's sponsored, which was a pretty special day for everyone clad in red and white that day. You know, the late goal by our own boy Billy Sharp was nothing short of sensational, and I couldn't have written a better script myself if I tried. And it was one of the greatest away days and one of the greatest moments of my life. That moment when the ball went in, and not only did we equalise late on, it was Billy Sharp of all people. It was beautiful, and it was just euphoric. But this weekend, it's a different story. We've both been relegated since then. We're both in the Championship. Bournemouth, having missed out on promotion last year, got to the playoffs against Brentford. This year, they look to be you in good form. I think you're second, I believe. Bit of a shock result midweek, a draw against Peterborough. Quite the result for Peterborough. I was quite surprised to see that. We lost 2-0 to Warnock's Middlesbrough. We've not had the best start. It's been a bit mixed, I'd say. We started very poorly. Then we had a good run of games and we won a couple. We were like undefeated in 5 or 6. Got a couple of wins. I think we've won 3, a few draws as well. We've thrown a few points away late on, especially at home in the 94th, 95th minute, throwing away wins and draws, turning them into draws and losses. And then we lost on Tuesday night, and it was like back to square one, like we were at the beginning of the season. Pretty poor, pretty toothless, plenty of possession, but just doing absolutely nothing with it. I'm not that hopeful. I'm not that optimistic going to Bournemouth. I haven't watched any of your football this season, but I've seen the results. I've seen your league standing, and I think I might have seen a little bit actually on the EFL Quest. And you play some decent stuff going forward, and our defence really isn't that up to it at the minute. And we seem to just, just switch off at times, to be fair. And it's not that the mistake, but I think one of the main things is, like, say, we'll have a lot of the ball, but we just do absolutely nothing with it whatsoever. So I'd be fairly happy with a draw on Saturday, as boring as that sounds, but I am not expecting that much from us whatsoever. Obviously, David Brooks is back on the scene for Bournemouth. No doubt he'll play an absolute blinder against us. I want that lad to have the best career he possibly can, but just preferably not on Saturday. But yeah, I mean, we've got some Gibbs White, someone to look out for. Last 2 games he's been quiet, but in the few games before that, since coming in, he was brilliant for us. Billy Sharp's in good form at the minute, so hopefully he can turn it on again. But honestly, man, we ain't in the best. Tuesday night, we were just absolutely. It was a pretty boring game, to be honest, and we were pretty pathetic. Giving away possession quite a bit. Passing was rubbish. Loads of crosses into the box that just do absolutely nothing. So really, you guys just put in a routine performance and you should be fine. But I know, yeah, some ever pessimism from the Travelling Blade.
AFC Bournemouth have had a brilliant start. We are undefeated in the league and no losses off the season so far. I think that it's been a very, very good start. However, after the Wednesday night draw against Peterborough, which ended Peterborough 0, AFC Bournemouth 0, I was really quite a bit frustrated after it. Not because I didn't think it wasn't the worst game by any stretch of the imagination. What I think it was lacking was, I thought the passing was okay, but the tempo needed to be picked up, and we did have a few chances, and sometimes away from home, if you don't take your chances, you don't score goals, and quite simply, you don't win the game. However, let's not get too upset about that. AFC Bournemouth have had as I mentioned earlier, have had a very, very good start to the season. I think it's been excellent because I think Jaden Anthony and Jordan Tamora and Phil Billen, what a partnership in the left-hand side of our team. It's brilliant. I quite like the addition from Ryan Christie and also Gary Cahill. I think that's very, very good for AFC Bournemouth to get us back up to the top flight, which is where AFC Bournemouth, of course, we want to be. I also like the fact that we have 2 players in every position. I'm sure a lot of players know now that they don't just get in Scott Parker's starting 11, they have to earn it, and I like that. In football, you have to earn anything like you do in life, and I think, especially when you're playing football, it's always good to have competition. It drives you on. We've seen the best of Travis since Nyland's come in. I like that. I'm going to go for a 2-0 winner today. I'm going to go for Dom Solanke because he's in form, and I'm going to go for Phil Billen because I think he's been excellent as well. So I look forward to seeing you on Saturday. Up the cherries in all departments, and let's get the 3 points. Thanks for watching this video. I've been Morgan Scott. Thank you.
Bournemouth versus Sheffield United on Saturday. Now, I think this game is going to be very, very tough. Sheffield United, despite not having the best of starts, they're still a strong team and they've still got a lot of good players. However, unlike Peterborough, they're not going to put 9 men behind the ball and they're actually going to try and attack us, which I actually think it will work in our favour. I think we'll be able to, if they go toe-to-toe with us, I think we'll be able to counter that and it'll work in our favour. I'm going to predict a 2-1. Yeah, I feel like it's going to be a classic Bournemouth in this season where we're going to go 2-0 up. We're going to be on the back foot in the first 10 minutes. We're going to score a goal against the run of play, get a goal just before half-time, and then concede in the 59th minute and then be holding on for the whole game. That's my prediction, which seems to be like a lot of games this season. But yeah, okay, I'm dropping the phone. I think I don't know what my starting lineup would be. I want to see Anthony back. I felt like we missed him. Not that Morgan Rogers did badly, but I just think we missed that Zamora-Anthony duo partnership. So I'd start Anthony for sure. And it'd be interesting to see whether Christie or Brooks gets to start on that right-hand side, or maybe even both of them. So yeah, fingers crossed for a win, and we can go back to the top of the championship. Come on, the Cherries.
Was a fixture I circled in the diary because I really felt this was going to be a massive fixture for us. Sheffield United just coming down from the Premier League as well, having had a great first season and then obviously a poor second season, and no doubt looking to have bounced back. Their season has obviously stuttered at the beginning. 3 wins, 3 draws, 4 defeats. The goals for and against at the moment is pretty even as well. So in many respects, you can pretty much throw the form book out the window, and that's what the championship's all about. Really, it's who turns up on the day. And I'm really hoping that, in some respects, Parker learns from his recent games that he's had against some of the lower opposition teams, like your Peterboroughs, your Hulls, where he tends to sort of tinker with the team a little bit. And I hope on this occasion it's a lot more settled, and he looks at he plays to more our strength rather than try to nullify the strengths that the opposition teams has. Because when we are on form and we are really going at teams and really attacking them, it's almost difficult to turn in and for the opposite teams to turn and face our goal, because we've always got them on the back foot. With Anthony and Zamora charging down that left hand side, and either with Stacey Smith and Brooks on that right hand side, we have looked positive, and Parker's really won me over with the style of play that he has installed within the players. Backline is looking really strong as well, and I'm really pleased to see that at the beginning of this season, we're as much as sometimes it's a little playing across the back line, we are looking really, really strong. And Cahill, for all his experience there, seems to have really instilled that within the team as well. And Kelly, just coming through as a centre back now as well, is looking just a different class now. Travers as well is gaining a lot of experience from this, and he seems to just get better and better each time as well, just at commanding his area. Given that he had a bit of maybe a slow start at the beginning, but for young goalkeepers And obviously being a goalkeeper myself, that is to be expected, especially when you're playing in these high pressured games, which is always week in and week out. And this is why the Championship is such a great league. I'm going to go for a draw. This is what my gut's telling me at the moment. So I'm thinking it's either going to be a 1-1, because both teams are going to try and nullify each other's threats.